They watch from above, waiting, controlling, and now they're waking up. For decades, we believed the moon was just a lifeless rock. But what if it was never even real? What if it was built and something has been living inside it for thousands of years? In 2007, the Japanese space agency JAXA launched the Kaguya orbiter to map the moon. But there was another mission, a classified one, controlled by Japan's intelligence agency NICHO, the equivalent of the CIA. Their goal? Investigate strange seismic readings coming from deep beneath the moon's surface, signals so regular, so precise, they couldn't be natural. Then, they made a discovery that changed everything. Hollow, the moon is hollow. For decades, scientists have puzzled over the moon's strange properties. Unlike Earth, it doesn't have a solid core. Instead, every time a meteorite strikes the surface, it rings like a bell. This was first discovered in 1969 when NASA crashed part of the Apollo 12 lunar module onto the moon. Shockingly, the impact made the entire moon reverberate for over an hour, as if it were an empty shell. But Japan's mission took it further. When Kaguya scanned deep beneath the lunar surface, it found something impossible: massive, cavernous hollows stretching for hundreds of miles. Not only that, but beneath the crust, there were anomalies: metallic structures, straight lines, unnatural geometry. And that's when the transmission started. In 2010, a series of unexplained radio signals were detected, originating not from the surface, but from inside the moon. These signals followed a pattern, repeating in bursts of coded frequencies, similar to artificial satellites. The only problem? There is no known human-made structure inside the moon that could send them. According to leaked NICHO documents, the moon was not always there. It was brought here. Thousands of years ago, an advanced alien race, known in ancient Japanese folklore as the Tsukimono, or moon beings, arrived from the distant exoplanet Tau Ceti IV. They were fleeing a dying world and needed a new base to observe and eventually control Earth's civilization. The moon was never a natural formation. It was constructed, an enormous artificial station, positioned in Earth's orbit to subtly manipulate human development. Every civilization that rose, every war, every shift in history was orchestrated from above. The evidence has been in front of us the whole time. Nearly every ancient culture has myths about powerful beings descending from the moon. The Zulu people of Africa speak of the moon being an artificial vessel brought here by gods. Ancient Sumerian tablets describe a time before the moon. Even Aristotle and Plutarch wrote about pre-lunar people who existed before the moon arrived. And then there are the structures. During the Apollo missions, NASA astronauts reported seeing strange flashes of light coming from inside craters. Some described seeing geometric shapes, impossible architecture, buried beneath the dust. The Soviet Luna probes captured similar anomalies, leading Russian scientists in the 1970s to propose something radical: that the moon was not a natural body, but an enormous spaceship covered in thousands of years of space debris. But what if it's more than just a ship? What if it's alive? After Japan's NICHO scientists presented their findings to their government, something terrifying happened. Within months, several high-ranking officials and researchers died under mysterious circumstances. One astrophysicist was found burned to death in his Tokyo apartment. His research mysteriously vanished. Another scientist, who publicly hinted at artificial structures inside the moon, was found in an alley, his brain removed with surgical precision. Official cause of death? Unknown. Documents suggest that an international cover-up went into full effect. Japan was warned by the United States, China, and Russia to bury their findings. The reason? The moon is a control system. If its true nature was exposed, it would unravel everything we know about history, science, and human evolution itself. But before they were silenced, one rogue NICHO agent uploaded an encrypted message onto the dark web. The message was quickly deleted, but not before a few people saw it. The moon is not what you think. It watches, it listens, it controls. They are waking up, and then the message disappeared. So why are governments suddenly racing back to the moon? China, the US, Japan, everyone is planning new lunar missions. But is it really about exploration, or are they preparing for something else? A final confrontation? If the Tsukemono have been watching us from above for thousands of years, what happens when they finally wake up? Silence, then a deep, inhuman growl echoes from the darkness.